Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your weekly Bitcoin update for the week of Monday, March 23rd, 2026. It was the settlement back in late January below this significant 5-year long-term channel top. We'd spiked below it a lot the previous year, but the settlement clearly below this was considered a significant sell signal below 87,693. That very same week, we also, and I thought this was the more important development, closed below a 3-year rising channel bottom that is now at 89,974. So bottom line, any upward retracements over the next few months into the upper 80,000 area and climbing is considered a sell opportunity. But first, let's take a look. I'm going to walk us through the sequence of events. Having closed in January below this upper 80,000 area, we then anticipated the upper 50s, which we have yet to actually test, but we came kind of close to it in early February. This is a nearly 10-year rising channel bottom at 59,776. So if you're looking at the next 3 to 5 months, my opinion is you can buy the upper 50,000 area, 59,776. That's not going to happen this week, but maybe over the next few weeks. You're holding out then for resistance at 89,974, where profits can be taken. You can even short sell Bitcoin in this area by whatever means you can find, whether that's in the ETFs or options or whatever. But you can sell this area, anticipating then we could fill this widening wedge out for the rest of 26. And so if we do, let's go back to, I'm hemming and hawing here, but let me take a look at this chart here, and that is we also have a rising 2/3 speed line, that 58,410. So this is our base of support. Once again, I don't expect to see it this week, but if by the end of April we do see it, and we may, it is an opportunity to go long Bitcoin. If there's an area to buy Bitcoin through 26 and even into later decade because of this 10-year channel bottom, it is in the upper 50,000 area, because from here we can round up, not only back up into the upper 80,000 area, but over the following full year, I'll take us back to this chart. This full wave, as you may recall, that contained all of our buying pressures in July of last year all the way through October of 25. That was the full swing. You can freeze frame and do the simple math here, but we could see this within another 3 to 5 months of closing above 89,974. So, really what I'm saying here is holding above the upper 50s, we could see the upper 80s and climbing over the next 3 to 5 months, and the lower 120s by the end of this year, but I think you catch the drift here. If we can get above the upper 80s, then we were looking for that low 120s. Now for the downside, simply put, closing below 58,410 does signal, this could be within 3 to 5 months. It could also be a more retracted volatility as you drop in value. Your average weekly range continues to drop. So this could take the better part of a year, but I wouldn't be surprised if we close below 58,410, we would see the mid to upper 10,000 region. That would be a real diminishment of Bitcoin as a speculative instrument. But until then, it is alive and well, in my opinion, above 58,410 to 59,766. Now for the nearer term, and this is an area I've been talking about now for weeks. We've got this low here from April 25, this high from March of 24, 73,791, 74,412. Ceiling of resistance has been holding now for the last month. It can continue to do so, and I've been saying that holding below this area will keep the upper 50,000 region in reach over the next month or two. We could fill this wedge out for the next few months. If we do close this week above 74,412, I don't think we're going to see the upper 50s anytime soon, but rather within possibly as little as 3 to 5 weeks, 2 to 3 months at the most, 89,974 and climbing. Last thing I'm going to take a look at is the U.S. dollar index. This is a monthly chart going back some 25, 30 years. If we do close the month of March in a week and a half above 99.84, we actually have a buy signal in the U.S. dollar, and I would expect this 109.17 region within a full year or less. But until then, I do think the U.S. dollar is still susceptible to falling away, and certainly if we close the month of March below 98.51, we maintain a sell signal into the upper 80s, a sort of a reduction in the value of the dollar by another 10%, essentially, if we close below 98.51. I think that pretty much rounds it out. I'm going to take us back to the Bitcoin chart. That says everything. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll be back next week with another update on Bitcoin. You have a great week.